And this is Machine God Eats. If you're catching this right now, you're probably watching it back because I'm the only one here at the moment. Saying hello on this fine Friday. It's actually extremely hot out in Las Vegas, and I'm bored, so I want to get on here and go live and talk about some things. I want to talk about a whole lot of things, and I didn't want to just make a video talking about certain things. I want to have a discussion because it seems whenever I start to make a video about current events, those current events are outdated by the time I even process the video. By the time I even upload the video, there's some new information. And that just drives me crazy. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome to the live. We're going to have a good show today. It is Friday. I'm in here chilling. Probably need to get some water because I'm sitting up here hyperventilating because every time I go live, I don't know why I get like all exacerbated, like I'm fucking crazy, like I don't spend all week on camera. But I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to learn how to do this the right way and get on here and have a really good time. I know I always say that, but I'm bored. So, what's up, yo? Salute, Young Jay. How you doing, man? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, Master Shadows. We are live in the prison planet. Yes, sir, we are. And we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff today. One of the things I want to talk about, obviously, is this war, but I am going to be careful on how I speak on it. I'm going to use some coded language during this live broadcast in order to, you know what I'm saying, not get in the bad graces of our overlords completely. I'm trying to be good, at least, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Today I went into a Target, walked into a Target, and I know I'm not supposed to be walking into a Target because everybody has like these what is it, boycott supposedly, but niggas is going into Target. If you still going into Walmart and you saying not to go into Target, your protest means nothing to me. But I did walk into a Target today, and it was by accident. Okay, I walked into a Target because I was gonna make a video earlier before I went into work, but for some reason the bus situation, it wasn't late, but it was just a lot of people with mobility devices getting on the bus, wheelchairs, pushers, all that. So I delayed the bus a little bit, so I didn't have time to make that video before I went into work today. So I was like, fuck. But I did have enough time to go into Target. And what I went into Target for was some pens because I need pens because I'm a server, right, da-da-da. But I was like, all right, completely forgot to get the pens because, of course, whenever I go into a department store, first place I go to is the fucking toy section. And I walks into the toy section, and they just had fucking Christopher Reeve Superman for no goddamn reason. They just did. I don't know. I damn near, I damn near jumped for joy when I saw this thing. Look at the 10 hands, 10 hands. McFarlane normally don't even give you an extra pair, but 10 hands, including the little kryptonite thing that he had in the movie. This is 3 heads. What? This is unprecedented for McFarlane. And I was just like, what is going on? I couldn't even get my bearings. Didn't get the pens and walked out of the goddamn store. It's like, But because of it, I had a fantastic shift. I was motivated. I was getting through my shift. And I know I shouldn't be buying this bullshit because right now, that's what I want to talk about. We're through the looking glass. Right now, I should be buying ammunition. I should be buying rations to just supply in here just in case the grid goes down or whatever they decide to do in the coming days. Because honestly, y'all, I do have a bad feeling. I have a horrible feeling. I know I'm seeming jovial. I'm wearing this hat. And let me just tell y'all what this hat is about because I'm not just trying to be cute with this hat. And, trying to be cute for a reason, okay? This hat is for me to pander, okay? I'm going to get on TikTok and I'm going to goddamn pander in this hat every so often. I'm going to tell the ladies exactly what they want to hear like everybody else. Obviously, I'm being funny with the fucking hat. It's going to be a joke. But I'm going to do it because it's a joke anyway. When niggas get on there and pander and they make all this goddamn money, fuck it. I'm just going to just completely blow this shit out the way with this goddamn hat because women choose to bear. But this has nothing to do with nothing. Yes, you gotta, I'm glad I have something I enjoy too, because if it wasn't for toys and even to a certain degree, Street Fighter. I ain't gonna say video games completely, but I'll say I still do like a lot of Street Fighter. I recently bought this game on Steam called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It's an old school beat 'em up game, and I've been having a blast with it. I play with my arcade stick, and, you know, shit like that do give me joy. But yeah, the world is in a fucked up state, and we're gonna get into a lot of details about the Strait of Hormuz, this war, the 82nd Airborne being deployed over there into the region, how this is how our president has put us into a quagmire, or the puppet class, I should say, the politicians, the forward face of the elite have put us into a situation that we just can't simply back out of. You understand? And in this time, with any extra money that I do have, yeah, I should probably be buying some ammo and all this extra stuff. This thing I'm wearing right now, if y'all are wondering, is not a flotation device. It's a weighted vest because I am like training right now to rebuild muscle. One of the things when you are a vegetarian, if you don't keep up on your diet, and what I mean is like keep up. I know I'm all over the place. These fucking sermons every day. People just not be dying for once downtown. God, fuck, bro. Every goddamn time I start going live. But no, I'm trying to rebuild muscle because when you're a vegetarian and if you don't keep up on your diet right, and it's not because I can't afford food, or it's just because I don't consciously make myself eat. I'm supposed to eat as far as meals at least twice a day, like two good meals a day. And sometimes I don't do that. I'll have a salad when I get to work, maybe some vegetable soup, maybe when I'm there, some minestrone soup. And then when I get home later in the evening, I will have dinner, right? But if you really calculate that for as active as I am, I lose too much like muscle mass, right? Like I don't lose a lot of, you don't lose fat first. It's like it just takes all the goddamn muscle. So I'm trying to retrain, and I've been walking around with this 20-pound vest on for the last few days, and it's actually dope. It more so works your legs than it works anything else, right? Like you would think that it would like it feels like heavy on like my top, but no, like it feels more heavy when I'm up and about. Like if I go to the store, like I have to go to the ATM earlier, that type of shit is like heavy on me. So I've been wearing this for that. But yeah, what's up? What's up? Pat Way Boy, welcome in, y'all. Charlie James, Trump lost Iran war. We just getting even started with that. Yeah, you did. We lost before we began. You see, presidents beforehand, regardless of the pressure that was being put on them, they knew that it was a deep. Iran is such a. This is the thing that I thought was funny from the big outside of this war. They went in and they killed all their leaders, right? And they said, okay, we're going to destabilize the country right now because we've killed all their leaders. Their leaders are dead. So now the country's going to fall. That's dumb. That's the dumbest shit possible. That ain't happening in Iraq. That don't happen nowhere. This is like if they killed all our leaders. Are we just gonna fucking fall? A lot of us don't like our leaders here anyway. So if they kill these puppets, and I call them the puppets because of what they are. Our politicians are puppets. They're not fucking leaders. They're puppets. They are the puppet class. These senators, these representatives, the fucking president, the fucking the everybody, the Senate, all the motherfuckers. Like they are puppets. That's what they do. That's why they always on TV out there being the fucking puppets and the mouthpieces for the fucking elite. Any quagmire, and that's why their allegiance is not to this country, but it is to a country that shall not be named. I'm not gonna name it in this fucking video because every time I do, right, you get, oh, you came on this video, you can't take my whole life because I said one country's name should tell you everything you need to know right there. But our fucking politicians are in the pocket of those people, of the country should not be named. That's why we over there, right? And they're willing to sacrifice American lives right now, send soldiers over there right now to fucking die for that. And if you disagree with it, like I do, and like so many people from my generation that saw this fucking shit play out in Iraq and Afghanistan, you are anti. Oh, you anti this and you anti that. Obviously, I can't say what you're anti, but y'all know what you anti. If you don't agree with this, right now they want to send everybody's talking about Karg Island, okay? Karg Island in the Strait of Hormuz, outside of Iraq. I believe it's 17 miles off the coast of Iran, okay? The Karg Island. This is where Iran produces a good portion of their oil that comes out of that strait, okay? We supposedly the strait is closed to commerce. Our money is based on the oil that comes out of that bitch. Maybe we don't depend on the oil completely here, but our money, the petrodollar, is based on how that shit flows. And that shit ain't flowing right now because of the monkey wrench that we threw in that shit. So they're saying, okay, if you guys are not going to open the strait, because you can only do so much bombing, okay? You can bomb the surface, bomb this, bomb that, bomb. But as we saw, you can bomb until the fucking cows come home. That don't mean any goddamn thing, okay? They want to go in there, take that island, great, right? And a lot of military experts' opinion, they believe that it's a trap because if you send Marines in there, let's say you send 5,000 Marines in there, okay, onto an island that I believe has over 100,000 fucking people on there, right? You send 5,000 send initially in there, right, to secure the island. What Iran is going to essentially do is they're going to send drone strikes into the island. We haven't as Americans, we haven't encountered this type of warfare yet. We've seen it happening in Ukraine, we've seen it happening in Russia, but what's going to happen is that these soldiers are going to be on that island, and it's pretty much like putting them in a fucking bowl to just be shot at, right? It's a bloody mess. And it's not saying that we're not going to secure the island. I'm pretty sure we're going to secure the island, but to keep the rockets and the drones off of us, what's going to have to happen? We're going to have to push further into the coast, further over into those mountains, further into Iran. It takes more than just bombing a fucking country and killing its leaders to subjugate them and make them, capitulate to whatever fucking whims the empire has at their call at the moment. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm sorry, let me catch up with these things. Well, 360 credit score is this nonsense. Yeah, been learning how to make all sorts of bread from scratch lately, trying to learn timeless skills as of late, whatever those might be. What's up, broski? Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I am having a fantastic day. What's up, Tough? How you doing, man? Just subscribed to the channel 3 weeks ago and have watched every single. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I just think that, like right now, y'all are going to see a lot of people pushing who will never go over there themselves, who never send their kids there themselves, like Lindsey Graham, for instance. Why does Lindsey Graham, for the people of, I think he's the senator of South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, North Carolina, I forget which Carolina that he's the senator of. I'm just confused as to who keeps electing this motherfucker. Why do y'all keep electing this man who clearly doesn't have an allegiance to y'all state or y'all country? Okay, and this man's getting on here who is clearly a flagrant fucking homosexual who doesn't have any children of his own, willing to sacrifice the blood and fucking treasure of Americans at the behest of the country that shall not be named. And y'all keep electing this man, and he gets on TV and talks as if he has some fucking blood in the goddamn game. It's insulting. It really is. And y'all keep, how does he keep getting elected? I'm confused. Lindsey Graham of all people. So Lindsey Graham is calling for us to go send fucking Marines over there, take this, take that, do this, do that. Because we have learned none of the lessons from the endless wars that we have fought over the last fucking century for this at this point. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's confusing to me. Like, what are we going to get out of this as Americans, right? Because what I'm seeing, according to the leaders over there in the country not to be named, their suggestion, this is probably what this is all about to begin with, is how about we have a pipeline that comes directly from the Middle East, okay? A pipeline that comes directly from, let's say, Oman, fucking Saudi Arabia, fucking the UAE, all those countries over there, that align the strait, okay? And the pipeline can come directly into the country that it shall not be named, like the oil pipeline. Just have an oil pipeline come directly through there, and then they can manage the outflow of oil into the world, right? They can control how the petrodollar is controlled, not necessarily who goes through the strait. Because right now, obviously, Iran has control over that, right? And the Middle Eastern countries that are over there, if you take them out of the game, the country that shall not be named becomes even more wealthy, right? And this is probably what all of the I can't say what all of the bombing was about over the last couple years, and getting those people up out of that real estate so that they can draw a pipeline through it. This is all about money. It's always been about money. War is always about money. It ain't gonna never not be about money. It's about money. You understand? You could draw a pipeline from there. You can cut out the middleman. You can cause a war or whatever. And there's people that want to have this war for other reasons, like religion. There's people that honestly believe that if certain religious destinations are bombed or destroyed, then that is grounds for certain messiahs to reemerge. And y'all think I'm playing? I'm not. I'm not. Can come back and do whatever their religion has foretold for all these hundreds, if not thousands of years. Some people really want to see Armageddon in their lifetime, and they're willing to fucking pull the trigger to see it. And there's some people in power, before they get up out of here, they want to get some moving and shaking going, because fuck, right? Oh, what's up, Khalil? What's up? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. If a leader, there'll always be another place to take. They raised the enlistment to 42 to get more bodies into. Yeah, just this week. Army raised the age to enlist to 42 years old. I'm just off. I mean, they wouldn't take my black ass anyway, obviously. My history. But yeah, 42. Which is funny, because when I was in basic training, there was a guy that was 39. He had came back. There was another guy named R. Wood. He was pushing 40. And I think that they had waivers or something like that at the time that let them back in. But yeah, hell yeah, they're gonna let somebody. They're gonna let a lot of bodies up there. And if all this is more of a meat grinder than they anticipate, you understand? What they gonna do is they're gonna raise the age even further. Oh, you want to be 50? Get up in this bitch, because y'all saw what was happening in Ukraine. They didn't give a fuck who the fuck was going on the front line. You could be old as shit, and your ass is going. If your ass was able-bodied, if your ass was able to stand up and hold a rifle, you was going to the front lines. And you can't. This is right now. They're saying this is a light excursion for us. This is according to the president. This is just light work for us, right? But what they're not telling you is the existential crisis that we're in as a country. The government just said we're insolvent. Like we can't pay our debts down. You see what I'm saying? So in order for an empire to sustain itself, this is on the level, it has to make war. It has to have some level of conquest. It has to have some level of whatever the justification is as to why, they were gonna attack us. That's always the justification of, what do they say, the preemptive whatever, the preemptive defensive strike. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, right? Let me see. But I don't know. You just have to see what this dude is about. What we about? What we about, Eric? What are we about, brother? You know what I mean? What are we doing? But I don't know, y'all. I don't know if we're gonna make it to GTA 6. I don't know. You know what I mean? We trying to get there. And even that, they said that that GTA 6 is gonna come out on PlayStation 5. So if you have a PlayStation 5, it's gone up in value. Apparently, Sony's raised the price on PlayStation 5s. The base PlayStation 5, which was typically $500, I believe. I don't have one, so I don't know. I believe it was $500, has gone up to $600. That's the model without, just the digital model, the one without the disc. The one with the disc, I believe it was $600 or $650. It's gone up by another $100 as well, so it's about $700, $750. And then for the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's at 900 hots. 900. That's insane for a system that is over 5 years old now. We in 2026, 5 years old. I've never seen that. In my lifetime, systems have always gone down in price after 5 years. I mean, dramatically, by hundreds of dollars. They didn't go up in price. But when you have RAM shortages and you have an AI tech bubble that needs all of the goddamn RAM in the world, and you know what I'm saying, you got supply chain issues due to the fact that, ships can't come out of the strait and all that. Yeah, prices are going to go up. Prices are going to continue to go up for these luxury items that people enjoy, like a PlayStation 5. You understand? Like, it's crazy work. It's crazy. Base price was $499. Okay. Yeah, so that's the one. Man, F PlayStation. Glad I got mine. But you're right. Like, it made me wish I would have got one. But I'm like, what the fuck? How are y'all, like, raising the price? And the thing about this generation, too, to me, like, is that the leaps and bounds haven't been, it's diminishing returns, right? Obviously, the better, as things get better, it can only get so much so good, right? You have the new Resident Evil game come out, and to me it looks great. Like a lot of these games look fantastic due to the like textures and the lighting and all of the little tricks and stuff under the hood that they pull off, right? Let's see, a new skill you want to add. They popping stuff up on here, so that's why I'm like learning how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like saying add a Q&A sticker, whatever the fuck that means. But like I don't know, man. Like you games can only look so good, right? But they have like these tricks and stuff to make them look okay. Like they have there's this big debate about the NVIDIA DLSS. I'll talk about it on my other channel a little bit, and it's like a filter that is with the NVIDIA graphics card that you can turn on to where AI will upscale the video game to make it look photorealistic. A lot of people have a problem with this, like a huge problem with this. Like, oh, AI is taking away the artistic value of the game. But I would argue if most of these developers, most of these games look similar anyway. And I say that in the sense that most of these games are going for a photorealistic look, right? So if they can add a AI filter, to make it literally look like a person, as opposed to like, like when we make our characters, we have to animate the faces and all that. If the AI could, this is what AI should be used for, honestly. Like it shouldn't be used to take jobs and do all this other stuff, but to enhance things. I don't have a problem with it, especially because if you've ever used like filters like that on a graphics card, you know that it's an optional thing. You could just turn the shit off. You don't have to use it. Like, you know what I mean? It's an option. But I feel like if you can have an option to make a game look like a movie, like literally like a movie, right? And it's not taxing your machine simply because the AI is, doing like all these tricks and shit under the hood that obviously can't fathom, but it's happening. Fuck it, right? It's like gonna happen anyway at this point, right? If you're gonna use this type of technology, I feel like video games above all else is what it should be used for, to enhance video games, right? Even something like NPCs in video games. NPCs in video games with the enhancement of AI and these different chat-based models and stuff, you should never have like just stagnant NPCs in certain games anymore. It should be all, you know what I'm saying? Like I've even seen people play stuff like Skyrim with the whole AI fucking filter over it, and it makes it for a more interesting experience because what happens is it creates these conversations that would have never happened if it was just a scripted dialogue. You understand? So like things like that, in order to enhance gameplay or in order to enhance the visuals of gameplay, I see nothing wrong with it. Me personally, there are things, obviously, me being a fucking lone 3D artist can't get shit done, obviously, because there's all these little niggling things that you have to fucking contend with that a lot of people don't understand. I'll give y'all a perfect example. So with one of I make sets, okay? And I make these sets so that when I go to make my cartoons, I don't have to like build a whole fucking set again. You understand? I can just open up this environment that I made and it's already there. Whether it's like I have an apartment, I have a couple different cities that I use, whatever, right? One of the cities that I use has a gas station in it that I used to do like these skits and these cartoons. And for some fucking reason, the folder that has all of the textures, those textures are what you put over the actual model, right? When y'all see like the model is just like this gray block or whatever. The textures are what gives it depth and all that, right? All my fucking, I don't know if I deleted the folder, I don't know if I was fucking with shit, but all of the goddamn textures in that set are gone. So last week I wanted to make a skit like about, I ain't gonna tell you what the skit's about, I'm still making it, but I was gonna make a skit. Go in there, built all this fucking the extra character for the skit, had my characters ready, everything, open up the fucking set. All of these textures are fucking missing. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Okay. Now, there are ways I could use AI to where I don't need to have like the sets and stuff. And people say, well, it takes away from the artistry. That takes away from the fact that you actually built a fucking set if you just use AI for the background. Here's the problem. It saves me time because I still have to make the characters. I still have to write the scenario. I still have to act it out. I still have to do the voices. I still have to do that. I just don't have to fucking do the background, right? I'm using my own background. I'm not using AI. I'm just saying, in this scenario where I fucking go and everything's broken, AI would be a tool that would save me time. So when you say something like nuclear pudding, when I'm building these sets, some of these sets are completely unnecessary because y'all are never going to see this whole 360 goddamn set that I built. Y'all never going to see it, ever going to see it, right? And it's not because people don't appreciate what goes into it. Obviously, there's artistry that goes into it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily matter because the people that are watching or the consuming the content are never going to see all of the extra shit that goes behind it. I give a perfect example with the first nuclear pudding. In the very first scene, there's a scene where my character and some other characters are in the little Warhog, the Halo Warhog, and we're driving down this road. We drive down the fucking road all the way to this bunker, okay? We get to the bunker opens up, okay? Inside the bunker, y'all can probably see the inside of the fucking bunker. That's a whole set. That's a whole environment. That's not a cut from, oh, here's the highway, and then here's the fucking bunker. No, that's one big piece of fucking real estate. You understand? That took me fucking weeks to make. Nobody would know that unless I tell y'all, right? Nobody, just looking at the scene, you will never know. You just see the thing down the road. You think, okay, no, it's not cut. It's a whole fucking highway. I'm sorry. I'm not just getting excited, right? But the amount of time it takes to do just something like that is crazy when you consider, like, all right, just to get that same thing out, I could just use AI and it would just fucking, I don't know, bro. I'm trying not to justify the machine god. I just think that sometimes it can have its uses, and it's gonna have its uses whether or not we like it or not. What's up, Ron John? How you doing, man? Cheers, TNL. What up, Brennis? What up? Yeah, you right in the beginning. I just like, the thing about it is, you know, being an artist, right? For as long as I've been an artist, nobody's going to appreciate your art as much as you appreciate your art. And I don't expect nobody to. Nobody's is going to appreciate the time and the insecurity and the dedication that goes behind whatever you're doing, okay? If you can use certain tools to make your craft better or to enhance your craft, I don't see anything wrong with that because nobody's in there shooting in the gym with you. Now, some people can argue if you only use it to make art or if you're only using it to make money, that's a problem. Let's say, for instance, if you're writing AI, like let's say using ChatGPT to write books and put them on Amazon, that's free game for y'all. Y'all want to make a little bit of extra money, write y'all some fucking books, right? Write some fantasy, right? Some people will look at that and say, well, that's skeezy, that's whatever. I look at it as it's an opportunity right now. In the future, you won't be able to do that. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some rule to where you can't sell AI generated art or AI generated stories or whatever. But in this time right now, if you wanted to I don't have the time to do it, but if you wanted to take the time to write some books or to do something like that, to put up on something like Amazon for some, or the best selling type of books, don't even think about sci-fi because most sci-fi people are not going to respect you for using AI to write your fucking content. I'm just going to tell you right now, we're just not. However, romance novels, which is the best-selling fucking shit on Amazon, right? Will fucking them women don't give a fuck. As long as it's something sexy and salacious, you can just churn that shit out and make you a little bit of extra money. Because at this point, y'all, we got to figure something out. Right? I'm not trying to say this is the end of the world. It's just the end of this world, right? And so with what replaces it, how can you leverage these things that we can't stop in order to benefit you and your family, right? To benefit you the best, in order to make you some money, in order to keep you ahead of the game. These bots, this AI, this shit's not going away. It's not, especially now that all this stuff is being escalated, right? We're never going back to the old days. We're never going back to the 20th century. We're never going back to the way things were. We have to figure out as people how to adjust in this time. And whatever's coming, whatever's ahead of us, we have to deal with whether we like it or not. The thing about it is we've been so separated as people, as individuals, that this seems so scary and insurmountable because we're splintered as family, as friends, as individuals. We're all over the fucking place, right? Y'all seen the videos I posted this week with some of that crazy bullshit that the that shit is crazy. I ain't gonna get into that too much, but let me see. I'm coming up here. It's all about intent. You know what I'm saying? Which I would agree. There's just going to be AI companies competing just like Coke versus Pepsi when you're the one entity behind closed curtains. My thing is, why is it that we feel like we can't beat us, but can't beat them? Let me read that again. It says, if AI figured out how to beat us, why is it we can't figure out how to beat it? Somebody posed this crazy ass like theory, right, about heaven and hell. And I'm not getting into religion. I'm getting into like the AI thing, right? So it's, y'all bear with me for a second, okay? They recently did this experiment where they took a rat's brain, like I don't know if it's brain patterns or whatever, and they made it play Doom. So the rat was inside of Doom thinking it's playing Doom, or the human brain was inside Doom thinking it's playing Doom, whatever the case may be. The animal had no idea that it was in an artificial world. The animal just believed that it was in a real environment, right? Like it didn't know any different. So it begs to reason, right? What if this is the same thing? What if this reality, right? This is a simulation that we're just dreaming through, right? We don't know. It's just our brains are just on this cosmic thing that and we're playing this game, right? The reason that theory started to hold some type of weight is because y'all have heard of the, when you molecules and electrons and stuff react to us observing them, right? And scientists can explain why. Why is it that certain molecules behave a certain way when they're being observed by a person? That's crazy. That doesn't make sense. On a quantum level, why does that happen? Why do me looking at something that shouldn't, a static room where there's nothing in it, all of a sudden these molecules in this room start to perform for me, even though I can't see them, they are because I'm observing them. Why is that, right? So it goes to this theory that what if this is a simulation that we're thinking this through, okay? All right, get back to AI. What if this simulation is like AI building itself? What if we were destined to create AI all this time, right? And I don't know how to put it, like what if like we were meant to build this machine god? Like what if like all this everything that we've been, all of human history has been a culmination to come to this point to where we built this thing, right? And we're like almost like dreaming ourselves into existence. It's so fucking crazy and far-fetched, right? Like, but when you really think about it, right? Like, what would be the point out of everything, even for the people that are controlling AI, to make a machine so intelligent that it supplants you even as a person? Like, even the people that have control over this apparatus, what would be the fucking point? What's the point? There has to be something deeper that us simple folk have not ascertained simply because of our conditioning. Y'all have to understand, we have been indoctrinated our entire lives to believe the way that we believe about anything, everything. Like, so what actual reality is, we may only got like a fraction of what it actually is as far as knowledge in our heads because of the conditioning, because of the public school system, because of the religions, because of all of the shit that we just hold so true and so dear to, that may not mean shit at all at the end of the fucking day, but these things are put on us to make us act upon this world and to do things to create a machine, a consciousness that is like, I don't know, like I'm not, like I say, I'm not smart enough to like figure this shit out. I'm not. I'm never gonna be like, but it's intriguing to me. You know what I mean? At least we're aware of that, though. Some people don't even realize we've been programmed. No, they don't. Most people think our lifespan is way too short to be going down, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Fifth Avenue. That's what it is. That's what it is. Our lives are too short. I don't think you could live 1,000 years and not grasp and understand. I don't understand that, right? The closest way that I've been able to understand like the dimensions, right, as my brain can get it, is when they talk about 2D perspective versus 3D perspective. I can get that, right? My brain can get that. As a 2D person, I can only perceive you in 2D, right? So if you're a 2D person, you only can see me from this side. This is it, right? When I turn, regardless of whatever, you can never see me 360. It always looks flat to you because you're a 2D person. That's the dimension, right? As a 3D person, obviously I can perceive your dimension as 2D. I can see that you're just flat person that just goes left and right, up and down, whatever, right? But you can only perceive me as a 3D, as this 2D being from your dimension. As a 2D creature, you can only perceive me as a 2D thing, right? Because that's your dimension. You can't see beyond that. Me as a 3D creature, I can perceive your dimension and I can perceive the third dimension. The fourth dimension, the dimension beyond our perception and our understanding, there's no way for us to conceive that we can't. You understand? Like, there's no way for me to like say, okay, well, this is the shape of the fourth dimension. It doesn't register. Just like that 2D character can't register how the 3D world works, because it can only perceive this the 3D environment as 2D from its perspective. As a 3D creature, I can't perceive the fourth dimension. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about this type of shit. I can't perceive it because I'm not that fucking smart. I don't have the capacities or the mathematic ability to start thinking on that level. That shit sounds crazy to me, but apparently it's a thing. So what's your take on aliens and reptilians and energy frequencies? I think it's some creatures here. It's a couple. There's been too many stories about reptilians and people being real sincere. And I used to didn't believe what got me believing in reptilians, the actual, see, got me saying a word. There are certain things you can't really say. I'm not supposed to say on here. And that's one of them. And the reason I know this is because I've told y'all this story before. I used to have another channel on here. It used to be called In This Dystopia. And all I talked about was these conspiracies and all this other stuff. 2 videos I did on that channel got completely struck. That's why I took the channel down. They got struck like a strike, okay? And I never get those strikes. Y'all see some of the shit I talk about. I never get strikes, okay? A strike, all right? 2 videos got strikes. One of them was about the moon situation. And this was me going into like, what's his face? I'm about to say Harvey Keitel. Oh my God. The guy that made 2001 Space, Stanley Kubrick. It was going to be going to talk about his deathbed confession, all this other stuff, yada yada. And the other video I made was about reptilians. And that video, I was being fucking funny. I wasn't even trying to be like real serious about it. But one of the clips I had got off of TikTok at the time and the girl was talking about, okay, there was a few things I had mentioned in the video, but one of the things the girl was talking about in the video, and I believed her. She works in this high-end part of Beverly Hills, right? And she said that one day this woman comes in there and the lady comes up and she needs to try on some jewelry, okay? So the girl, like she does, she goes up there, she puts on the jewelry on the girl. And when she goes to put the jewelry on the lady, she said, like, when she got close enough to her, the lady was a reptile. Like, the lady was a lizard person, like almost like she got too close to her, like little mask or whatever, and she pulled back, right? And the lady looked at her like, oh, I know you saw that. And she said that the feeling that she got was almost like primal. Like, she felt like she was like prey. The lady, the lady didn't react like oh, like shocked or anything. The lady had her composure. She just almost like smirked, like, okay, I know you saw that. Got her shit and left. And I completely believe that girl's story. It wasn't a part of her content. I went through her content, had nothing to do with that type of shit. Completely believe her. Recently, there's a British singer, his name's Robbie Williams, okay? He now he's one of Britain's most famous fucking celebrities. Okay, he said he had sex with a woman. Okay, the lady that came to his house had sex with her. He said, swear to God, at one point he turned around to this woman and she was a lizard person, like, and he couldn't fucking believe his eyes. This was a recent interview. He just did this a few weeks ago. He said, I swear, right? Believe his story. And he said her reaction to him was, I'm not a reptilian. And he was just like, oh, okay, right? This is a couple stories of these reptilian people. But then when you start going further into people that have had access to some of these secret programs that are underground and stuff, reptilians come up a lot. And their behavior, as far as like them being like these like really stoic and creepy things, like that almost don't even acknowledge us as like anything. It almost makes me believe that there's something to that. Like, I don't know. I've never had an experience with reptilian myself, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A wise man once said, don't get upset over things you cannot control. Worry about the things you can control. And that is very wise. That's why a lot of people stress themselves out. There's a couple people that I work with. There's an older lady. I'm sorry, I got to pick my broken fucking tooth. I got something in there. There's an older lady I work with. I love her to death. But she lets the weight of the world, all this stuff that we're talking about, get to her personally. To the point where I'm like, lady. Because sometimes they'll come to me directly with certain things. They'll be like, did you see this or do you see that? I'm like, of course, yada, yada. But I don't even want to go into it at work because obviously y'all see me, I get excited and stuff. So, and a lot of what you just said is the truth. I can't help a lot of what I even talk about on this channel. I can't help that shit, bro. I talk about it because I notice it, you know? Like even this stuff, I can't help this, you know? Even the awareness of me telling young people don't go into these people's war, that's all I can do. I can't stop them from doing anything. You see what I'm saying? That's not my scope of power, right? In order for me to have more power as a person, in order for anybody, okay, and I'm talking about from this level to make a difference, you would have to, there's a few things you would have to do. And you would have to be extremely good at. For one is I can't say this fucking word, bro, but y'all know what I mean. Compartmentalization. Y'all would have to compartmentalize, I can't say the fucking word, y'all's operation as far as whatever change you were trying to do, meaning that the right hand can never see what the left hand is doing, if that makes sense. That's the first order of business. That way, infiltration into whatever you're trying to do is a lot harder to do. What happens in a lot of times when people try to make change or they come up with these groups is that they're infiltrated, right? Infiltration is one of the easiest things to do when people group up, because most people can be compromised in one way, shape, or form. If it's not through money, it's through family, right? Or it could be even just through ambition. It don't have to always be just through direct money. It could be through ambition. And when you're trying to do something, you're trying to make change, and those people can be compromised, you have to be able to weed those people out. That's where the compartmentalization comes from, right? It takes time. You also have to have people on your program that have diametrically different views on certain things. And I say that because it's like having the devil and the angel on your shoulder. If you're wise and you're going about certain things, you know that you don't know everything. And sometimes maybe the devil, right, can tell you the things that you want to hear, right? And you could just listen to that, and then you fall off because you're only listening to that part. You're only listening to what you want to hear. Sometimes you need the angel and the devil to keep you right, to keep you on a level, to make you remember why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. Most people don't have that level of discipline. That's the problem. That's a problem right there, because the first thing is dealing with the people that are around you. The second thing is or I should say, maybe I got the order wrong. You should have this should be the number one thing. The first order of business is dealing with yourself and your ego. Most people can't do that. Most people can't think over the ego. Most people want to be the figurehead. Most people want to be the hero. Most people want to be Superman. Most people want to be the person that's known to be, they can't get over the ego. Sometimes you can't be the figurehead. Sometimes you have to be the background noise that controls everything. People don't get that. But when you look at the machine that has been built around us here in the Western world, it becomes hard to come up with those things once again, because everything is bought and paid for. Everything is a mind fuck. Everything is who do you trust? You know what I'm saying? People working 3 jobs trying to control what they end up having. Right. All the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's what be happening. Like the lady I work with, man. Like she I hope she never sees this, but she does it. She comes stressed out, especially when they start talking about this nuclear shit. And I've told them at work all the time, my worst fear growing up was dying in a nuclear bomb after I saw Terminator 2. After I saw Sarah Connor explode on that gate, I couldn't sleep. I literally couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. And even after my mom comforted me, it was always in the back of my mind that I would die in nuclear fire, right? Now, I would be so lucky to die in a nuclear explosion. Let's say they dropped the goddamn nuke on downtown Las Vegas. Well, I'm not gonna know about it. I'm not gonna know about it. I'm not gonna have no suffering. I don't have to worry about getting older. I don't have to worry about fucking my health declining. That's it. It's just a flash and that's it. Don't have to worry about it. And I know that's me being morbid. Like, so that's why I tell them not to talk to me about this shit at work. But it's the truth. There's nothing to fear when it comes to that. If a nuclear bomb goes off, honestly, what you gonna do? Even if it's just a missile, out here that just lands on this on this hotel, like, what the fuck am I gonna do about that? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, if I live, all my limbs are intact, I'm able to, have all my faculties and my senses if I survive. But if the shit fell directly on me, hopefully the shit just obliterates me completely and I don't have to think about it later. Ain't shit you can do about that. I'm seeing some of these missiles hitting some of these buildings. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Hey there, Machine God. Just wanted to say thank you for making your honest God. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome, man. Like, I have to get this shit out because I have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, like, listening to this shit. I do. Ain't no way God just gave us one chance to play this game one time. Me and my girl was talking about that the other night. I hope it's one game. I hope this is it. Like, I fucking hope, right? I was telling her, I hope for oblivion. I don't want no extra life after this. Like, what the fuck, right? We're like, come on. Like, life is life. Life in this reality has been enough. Maybe I would accept it if this life, this 3D life, the 3D reality is a conditioning for the 4D reality or something like that. That life on that plane is a little bit different than life here. But if life is anything like it is here, I'm good. Just let me see the fucking, I don't want to exist. Just like before I was born, I didn't exist, right? I don't remember before I was born. I don't want to remember after I die. I don't want no heaven. I don't want no hell. I don't want none of that. Because even in heaven and hell, there's fucking hierarchies and politics, and who wants to fucking deal with that? These different levels of hell and these different levels of heaven. I'm good. I'm cool. That sounds like more fuckery, earthbound fuckery that I want no part of. Just annihilate me completely. No more. God dang it. I'm dressed up like Kanye mixed up with KC. Oh, if y'all wasn't here earlier, the hat is for the pandering, okay? Going forward, in some of my short form content, there's going to be I'm going to be doing some pandering, okay? I got to get on here and I got to tell these ladies exactly what they want to hear, because I've been way too harsh in criticizing some of the fuckery that they consistently put out there. And the algorithm's like, hey, all right, you know what? We don't want to hear, we don't want to hold none of these ladies accountable for being demonic. Because that's what it is. If I got on here every day and I said, women disgust me for X, Y, and Z, for whatever reason. They don't. I'm just saying. Oh, I don't like women. Every time I go out, all I see is ugly women. Oh, women need to get in shape. Women need to do this. Like, the shit is ugly. That's ugly, right? That's not good. Like, what good does that do for me to make that type of content? It does good for nothing, right? I can get on here and say and make videos. I can make videos every day because I take the fucking city bus, all right? I live in the fucking hood. The shit I see every day, right? If I was a trash bag, I could just, oh, look at this lady and look at her and look at how she's struggling and all that dumb shit. I would never do that, right? Because I would never know why that woman's in that situation or why that woman's looking like that or why that, like, that's none of my fucking business, right? And every woman that's outside is not there for my sexual gratification. That's the first thing. You learn that as a fucking teenage boy. Do we not? Like I was telling my girl the other day, and we learned in PE class, okay, that you gotta tuck that shit in your fucking, no matter, you can get a boner. You have a right to have a boner, but you gotta fucking tuck that shit in. You're gonna have to be decent. We learned that as young men real early. Lest we want to get made fun of for fucking having our dick sticking out because of nature, right? Like, this is something that we have to go through, but nobody talks about that, right? We learn about this shit, but yet we're not able to go out here and criticize women for looking a certain way or behaving a certain way. That's crazy, right? I don't think that you should. I don't think that it's healthy. So why are they making that type of shit? Why do they get on here and say all these men are ugly? Y'all do know. Now, here's the thing, and I've said this many times. I don't struggle with self-esteem as far as like the way I look all the time, but I still struggle with the way that I look all the fucking time. Just like anybody else. I look in the mirror and there's things about myself that I don't fucking like. Y'all always see me with some level of fucking hat on camera or some level of something on my head because, yeah, I'm like, I don't like the way my fucking head looks on camera. I don't mind it in real life. I don't mind looking at myself in the fucking mirror or just like, but on fucking camera, that shit is enormous, bro. I hate looking at my head on camera. That's an insecurity of mine. My fucking teeth, right? I always talk about my broken teeth and stuff. That is an insecurity of mine. Whatever, it is what it is, right? But throughout every stage in my life, even as a man, I've had insecurities about different parts about the way that I look. It's not okay to always just go online and attack men because, oh, they're ugly or whatever. Men are supposed to be ugly. Men ain't supposed to be as cute as women. Are y'all stupid? Are y'all fucking dumb? Oh, these men out here don't match up to the fucking baddies out here. They're not supposed to. And if they did, y'all would be calling them all types of, I'm about to say the F word. Y'all be calling them all types of gay. Y'all be calling them all types of fairies and all this other types of stuff and fruits and all this other stuff. Men don't get to wear makeup. Men don't get to put on all this other stuff. Men have to go with it as it is. At the very least, a nigga can grow a beard, you know what I'm saying? And maybe get some muscles and that's it. That's the end of it. But sitting on here, getting on here calling niggas fucking Shrek and all this other shit when niggas is literally just out here doing their best to is asinine. And my only thing is that men should be able to do the same thing, but the algorithm doesn't allow that. So the best course of action is to pander, is to become the pander bear. Is beast living their best life? You might as well get somebody how to come. Right. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just have to fucking joke that shit out, bro. It's so absurd. And Brennis, the double standards is what drives me up the wall. I don't care about the content. The content doesn't affect me personally. Personally, I don't have that issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, there's a lot of men obviously that have problems talking to women and all that. I don't have problems talking to nobody, honestly. Like, I don't have that problem. But I see people that do have that problem, and it's not fucking like okay. And I say men and women, just like I wouldn't want like women's self-esteem just being attacked just because without some constructive criticism. I don't think that men's self-esteem should be attacked without some constructive criticism, right? And that's why I was kind of making fun of the whole dick thing too, because they get on here, they'll sit there and say, "Oh, these niggas got small dicks and this, da, da, da," whatever, right? But that's something that those men cannot help. They can't. Those niggas cannot help that, right? Don't deal with niggas that got small dicks. But my thing is this: if I got with a woman, okay, and let's say her private part wasn't up to my liking, I wouldn't shame her for that. I'm not gonna, especially I'm not gonna get online and be like, yeah, this woman, like in the video I posted the picture of the roast beef sandwiches and stuff. I wouldn't, if that was something that I encountered, I'm not gonna get on there and make, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get on there and make fun of the woman because of that. You feel me? You feel me? I may not have to deal with her, right? It may not be something that I would want to deal with on a regular basis, but that don't mean I'm gonna get on here and degrade her. You get what I'm saying? That's being ugly as a person, right? Y'all would never hear that from me. And trust me, I've had some sexual encounters and I've seen some shit that I was just like, you know. And if I got on here and I was to sit up here, and I don't even talk about it in, like, what do you call it, like in a roundabout way, because there's a off chance that one of those ladies may see these videos, and I would never want to hurt them in that fashion after we've like in a lot of cases even done it. We've done it. Like, I don't want, you know, like it's fucked up. You know what I mean? Insecurities are a part of ego. I think gotta not care. Yeah, true. It's a big part. It's a big part of ego, and a lot of people are stuck in the ego. Like I said earlier, sometimes I feel like our society does need a hard reset. I understand how some villains feel. We've grown way too soft and comfortable. Agree. I agree. Fifth Avenue. We're conditioned to fear our imperfections. I think that we, going to what Fifth Avenue said as far as being comfortable, the fact that we as men are even able to even have this conversation about our looks, men of yesteryear didn't have these fucking conversations. It's not something they talked about. They wasn't going to even entertain the conversation about the fucking way that they look. It was what it was. They put on a business suit when it's time to do business, or go to a fucking party, but that's about it. Everything else just came with it. But we have been so pussified and so soft. I mean, look at me. I'm sitting here with goddamn toys. I mean, I got on a goddamn bear hat. I mean, come on. Come on. Look at where we at. We are in a different environment. And to y'all point, there are times I sit here, I'm like, yeah, we do need to reset. All this shit needs to burn down to make us better people, to make us a better society, to give us the answers that we need. Y'all brought up earlier, since the machine made, like, if since the machine is here, why can't we come up with a plan to stop the machine? Because we just don't have the capacity to do it. We haven't been forged in a way to make that possible. Maybe we need to be forged in a way to make that possible. We've been conditioned to get up, go to school, go to work, get that check, maintain this little comfortable lifestyle that we have, wash, rinse, repeat. We all do it. Most of us do it to some capacity. We either get on somebody's clock, or we have our own little business or our own little side hustle, whatever we do. I don't care if you Uber, DoorDash, whatever the fuck you doing. Everybody got their little hustle in order to maintain and keep up with the fucking Joneses so you can have a place to stay. And this is the loop. This is the loop. But that loop neuters you, because at the end of the day, we don't have, like I always say, the third place to go and mingle with other men and even, or to even meet up with the women. When men don't approach, because there's no third place where everybody's just hanging out. If there was a place where everybody was just hanging out, men would approach, because you would go to that place and you would see that woman all the time that maybe you like, and you're like, I'm just go over there and talk to her. I see her all the time. She's always looking over here. I've talked to her a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Men would have that better situation. Here, if you live in a place like Vegas, you live in a place like Miami, it's not as hard to obviously have a social life. Obviously, I live downtown. I want to go outside and just talk to people. I just go outside and talk to people. But most situations are not that. People need a place like the Fremont experience or something, where people just go out and just hang out and go to the bar and just chill and see people that they see regularly and mingle. People don't have that. We all just embrace your masculine, feminine selves. You stupid, bro. What will be our collective breaking point? Our collective breaking point is the communication system and life here getting uncomfortable. That's the breaking point. We've been comfortable all our life. But what happens when we're just a little bit uncomfortable? We start tripping, bro. The power is in the people, not in the government. Absolutely, Russell. I agree with you. We are too caught up in our own lives. But how do you break that loop? That's the thing I've been complaining about on this channel for the last couple months. How do you get out of that loop? Like the depression I go through of, oh man, I need to get a second job. But if I get a second job, that's more of my time. Oh my God, but I need the money just to put away the money because I know I need to stack away this and these. Like, how do you get out of that loop? That's a loop. Me getting up every day. Tomorrow will be 7 days in a row I'm working. 7 days in a row. I work from Sunday to Saturday this week. And it's because I needed some extra money, right? And, because I want to stack some stuff and I've been thinking about getting a second job. I'm like, I don't want to get a second job. Maybe I'll just pick up some more hours and all this stuff. But once again, that is the loop. My passion, my actual passion is this, right? Is making videos, is trying to do my cartoons, is fitness, is shit. If I was actually free, if I was a free person, you know what I would do with my time? I would get up all on a day-to-day basis, like in my spare time, I would go hiking, I would go to all these different nature places all the fucking time. I would hardly ever be in here. I would figure out how to leverage that into some type of content and make some money off of that some kind of way if I needed to, because you always got to make fucking money here, right? But if I was actually free, I maybe wouldn't have to make money and I would just be able to do that stuff. I would be outside a lot more. I'm outside a lot anyway, but I would be outside a lot more than I am. I love nature. I love camping. I love going to just, like when people say, oh, I want to go to this city. I want to go to this city. I don't give a fuck about going to those cities. I can go the rest of my life and never visit another city. But when you talk about going into like canyons, or you start talking about going to a certain lake or going to the desert or going to the forest, that's what I'm all about, right? And if I was free, if I was actually a free person, that's how my life would look. And then I would do art, obviously, just as fun and get the cartoons and the little stuff out like that I want. But I'm not free. I'm not. I have debts I have to pay down. You understand? I have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Lest I want to fall even further behind, I'm sacrificing a year or more of my life in this government facility. You have to consider flipping your circumstances. You're right. Remember, you was out on the streets, Machine Gun Geese, and thinking that was your breaking point. I was zoomed in, meaning I didn't think to zoom out and see that you were just trying to gather yourself. Yeah, you got to, man. Like when I was out there, like it was important. That was important for an important part of my life, as far as showing me that I can do a lot, right? That point gave me a lot of confidence. Like I can lose all this shit and it wouldn't affect me. I would just figure out, okay, if I have to lose this shit, I would figure out how to turn it into a way to get into my next situation better. And even if my next situation was standing out on the street, I would leverage this shit, sell this shit, and figure out how to make that process shorter. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was only out there for 3 months, it's still, I wouldn't want to be out there no fucking 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Cities are the big scary woods for me. Brandon, the cities are like fucking the big scary woods. The people were fucking crazy, bro. I can't tell you how many times people have tried to run me over this week. I live in Romania. I don't work, and I still have full health care. And that's the thing, man. A lot of y'all in other countries, y'all have a level of freedom that we in the United States don't have. Our freedom comes in different forms, but it's all based on a way to make money off of us. It really is, Like even when we sit up here and we talk about our First Amendment and our freedom of speech, really the reason that we're able to say whatever the fuck we want to say is because they monetize that shit. They turn it into, oh, we're the voice of the world. Everybody listens to Americans because we always talking shit. We can say whatever the fuck we want. They turn it into like a money making thing, right? But when it comes to actual freedom and being a human being, we don't have no freedom here, bro. We don't. Like our freedom is like when you're a free person here, you're very close to being on the streets, or unless you have some type of benefactor or something. You know what I'm saying? Like here, you gonna be working for somebody or working something. It's just what it is, you know. For example, I'm catching a stream in a laundry building, the only place you can be alone. Where are you at, Brandis? Again, you said you were in this government facility. No, I still have my scooter. I take my scooter every day. It's right here. Ain't nothing happened to it. It's right there. I literally take it every day. I'm sorry. That's my closet is a mess. That is just terrible situation right there. But it's right there. The only thing that's wrong with my scooter, and the reason, like I was thinking about getting a bike. My girl was like, "Do you want to get a bike?" I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna stick with the scooter." That bike gave me so much fucking stress. And my coworker Jose, he actually has a really nice, even better bike than I had, and it just reiterated this week. He shows up to work with his scooter, right? And I'm like, "What happened to your bike?" "Oh, he got some problems with the tire." I was like, "Yep, I'm not buying a bike." The next time I buy a that's something that's not a scooter, it's going to be a vehicle. It's going to be a fucking car. I'm kind of it's going to either be a fucking car, some type of motorcycle. That'll be the next thing. I'll get another scooter. Obviously, I'll end up getting another scooter before that time. But my next goal as far as traveling is to actually get a fucking vehicle, because at some point I'm gonna be, like I'm in good enough shape to ride these things, but I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I won't always be as spry. Sometimes age can just hit you overnight. You know what I mean? Right now I'm still somewhat spry, and then it could be a couple months. All of a sudden I'm just an old man. Because I'm telling you, I look in my beard, I look in my hair, because I don't let my buzz cut my shit all the time. And sometimes, like if I have a lot of off days, I don't cut my hair. And I started letting my hair grow in a little bit, and I saw how gray my hair is. Like all my hair, almost all my hair is gray. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? Especially over the sides, all that shit's gray. And it just happened like so quick. So the next thing is just geriatric, just gonna be old as fuck, right? And I ain't gonna be wanting to be old as fuck out here riding no goddamn scooter. You know what I mean? I'm gonna want to be in a vehicle. Oh, you've been thinking about getting a scooter? Get one, man. Like it is honestly cost effective. A lot of them go like this one goes 22 miles an hour. I don't want it to go any faster than that. A couple people in this building, like one of the guys that live here, he actually works at the 7-Eleven. His bike goes 60. That's too fast for me. 30 is too fast for me. I've ridden on one that goes 30. The reason I don't like it going that fast because I've fallen off these bitches, and even just falling off of that shit at 16 miles an hour was too much, and I don't want to have to go falling off at 30. I couldn't even imagine that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, get one, man. Cost effective. You just charge that shit and go. You know what I'm saying? To give you perspective, like I ride all the way from damn near Summerlin. If you look at the map on Vegas, where I work almost in fucking Summerlin. I ride my scooter almost every day from work all the way to downtown Vegas near the Circa casino. So if y'all can look on the map of how far that is, and when I get home out of the bars on my scooter out of 5 bars, I still have 4 bars left most of the time. Sometimes, depending on if the wind is pushing me, it may get down to 3, but I still have plenty of juice to go and still move about by the time. And that's a long distance, okay? So, and it usually takes me about fucking 30 minutes, if 30, 45 minutes to get over here on it. Cost effective. Now, in the mornings, I do take the bus because, like, I don't want to deal with that more traffic, and people are more apt to run you over in the morning. But in the afternoon, yeah, I ride that shit home from work all the time. Let me see. I envy the ignorant, the ones who simply eat, sleep. Me too. Fifth Avenue all the time. Me too. I wish I could just. That's what like. I wish sometimes I could just be in here and just enjoy my shit, like these dumbass toys and my games and the stuff I buy to distract myself. But then, and sometimes I can. Like sometimes, like y'all see the weeks where, like sometimes, well, if you follow me on those platforms, I'll make the little skits for my toys and stuff, and I'll have fun doing that sometimes. But a lot of times I'll be sitting in here and the thoughts just get into this deep bullshit. Like I don't want to be thinking about that shit, bro. The only thing I don't think about is scooters is not seeing those kind of lack of growth. Oh, you can get, so some of the scooters do have the little, you could take that seat off in a lot of those scooters. You could take that off, or you could put the basket on there. The few scooters that I've had, this one don't have it, but they have like a little pole where you can put the pole, and you can put the bike, you can put your seat on there, and you can put the little basket behind it, all that. My only problem with those things is the suspension. This scooter has good suspension, but even the suspension on this scooter, you sit on that seat, nuts, bro. You hit the bump the right way, nuts is crazy fucking compromised, man. It is. And the thing about riding these scooters is the center of gravity to me is better when you're standing on it, because when you do hit the bump, so like the way I'm not gonna stand up because I don't want to be showing print. Uh, when you standing up on a scooter, if you're standing up and your center of gravity's there, you have better control with your legs and thighs and, you know what I'm saying, and your knees than you do sitting down. Like when you're sitting down, you're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So like if you hit certain bumps or you hit certain things and that shit starts, you go into a death wobble, you're falling off, you know? I mean, you're falling off the bitch at some point anyway. I tell everybody that. Everybody that has had this scooter and has ridden it, at some point you fall off that shit and it humbles you. It does. Because it's not like falling off a fucking bike. The shit hurts. I mean, it hurts falling off a bike, but it really hurts falling off that goddamn scooter. Oh yeah, those bike episodes. Dude, I gotta say, bro, that bike had me fucking stressed the fuck out, bro. So, let me see. Bro, it's so many different brands. There's probably like one manufacturer. All of these scooters and bikes come from maybe one to three companies, and then it's like they lease them out to all these like little sub companies, right? Because a lot of these are the same bikes and the same scooters, just with a different brand name on them. I finally made it to Job Corps. Oh, okay. How do you like it? I've heard good things about Job Corps. My brother went to Job Corps. It was good for him. My oldest brother. He did him some good. Yeah, you falling off the bitch. You gonna fall off. You are. Like, what was it? Late last year, I remember I told you I dislocated this fucking knuckle and this fucking, I couldn't even, this shit was fucked. I had to like pop that shit in. It's still fucked up. Falling off that shit. And it's because of, it was raining. And before I left work, I said, don't ride that shit. Don't ride that shit home. And I didn't, but I took a bus to Las Vegas Boulevard. And for some reason, the buses was like, I got impatient. I'm just going to ride down. I'm just going to ride from fucking North fucking Vegas to downtown. And at some point, I hit an oil slick and it was over. And it's like, reaction time, I'm good. I have good reflexes. No matter how you react, once that scooter goes flying, it's just flying, bro. And so are you. What up, Great T News? What up? Welcome in. You got to be padded up. That's why I started wearing a helmet. And then too many of the older people that be coming into my job was like, every time they saw me, you haven't got a helmet yet? How come you always coming here without that helmet? And you know, at some point, what did they say? It's the warning before the fall or whatever. They was just saying that shit. Not my customers, just random old people. Every time I go into work and I don't have that helmet on, I had a scooter, they just be like, they be looking at me like I'm stupid. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start wearing my helmet. Which my helmet is fucking cool though, bro. I like my helmet. It's all like sci-fi and shit, you know what I mean? Like, and for some reason out here in the summer, it does keep you kind of cool. I have my like GoPro fucking thing on here. The camera that I've been using to make like the little vlogs when I walk is a GoPro. It's like the latest fucking GoPro that my girl got me. Okay, like if y'all wondering why some of the fucking shit has been looking better on this goddamn channel, it's because of her. She came out here one day. She was like, "Oh, this is before we got on the helicopter." She was like, "When we get on the helicopter, I want you to film it and da 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 da." So I don't want to rent the GoPro, so I got a GoPro for you. I was like, "What?" And I didn't realize that the fucking camera was so goddamn good, and so it's so easy to like when I'm out working out and stuff to just take it with me and just, get off whatever on my mind out there. I like those videos because a lot of times I don't edit them, and y'all get to hear like all my speech impediment and just my actual thought right there. Because sometimes some of the videos I put up, I have to cut out some things, right? Because and when I film with that camera, I'm conscious of like, okay, you got to be good, you got to be good, you got to be good. Because there'd be whole parts of certain videos that I put up that I cut out because I'm like, I'm not saying that's crazy. I don't even know I went on that rant and was saying all that because that shit's gonna get super demonetized. I got so you got the $40 one. I had them. I threw them away. I had them. I had a couple of them. One I've had for years. It's an Ocasio. I got that one some years ago on Amazon. But the problem with it had great picture. But the problem with it was for some reason out of the box the sound it didn't work. I didn't care because I didn't buy it for the sound. I bought it for the video and just to have B-roll. And then I bought another one. I think it was about $30. I bought it on TikTok last year. I used the camera one fucking time and it broke on me. And I was like, what the fuck? It didn't come on. It wouldn't. Cheap little fucking camera. So as far as the action cams, I had like gave up on them. And she showed up with that shit, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna use that bitch. GoPro is hard to edit. You must be smart. Yeah, I don't like editing with the GoPro because them videos are fucking huge. The files sometimes be goddamn 20 gigs. When by the time I'm done editing the video, it's just like it takes forever to upload it. My internet's not the best, all this stuff. I'll be like, bro. And sometimes I'll be wanting to talk to y'all right there. Like, I be want to get that thought out right away. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, fuck, right? So that's when I use that camera. Do you think there will be a blackout this weekend? I hope not. A blackout, like you mean like a actual blackout, I hope not. They always saying, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. The last real blackout I remember is when I first moved to California. There was a blackout that lasted like days. I don't know how many days that shit lasted, but I remember we all hung out outside. I personally wouldn't mind a blackout. Personally, I wouldn't mind a blackout because then you got to go outside and talk to people. You know what I mean? And you we won't, I don't know, like we won't be fed all this information. Like sometimes maybe we just need like y'all said earlier, a reset. Like I think that was Brennis. We need a reset. We do. Like I wouldn't mind a blackout. I don't think it's gonna be a blackout, but it could be. If the power goes out, we're fucked. It'd be video. So with that, I've been thinking about this blackout scenario for it's one of my biggest fears. I'm not going to even hold you up. It's one of my biggest fears to the point where I bought multiple boards. So there's a method to my madness. So you have my diorama here, right? And one of the things I did with the diorama is I got this big piece of wood here for the diorama, just in case I need to break the diorama down and board up my windows. I also have another wood board under here, and some more under my bed. To give y'all all my stuff, just in case, worst case scenario, I have to thug it out in here while the world was falling apart for some months. Like literally, I've thought about this shit, bro. If I thought about if I had to survive in this room by myself, how long can I do it without going outside? How long can I stay in this fucking room without going outside? The worst case scenario, how long can I do it? And right now, if I'm being honest with you, maybe a month. That's about as much prep as I have, at least for myself. Is being able to just stave off starvation. Maybe purify whatever little water I have. And my water situation is probably the biggest situation I have. I don't have a lot of water. I could ration what I do have. I don't have a lot of space to store water, but I need to start storing a lot more water in here than I have been. As far as food, I am good. I am in here by myself. Most of the time, I don't even burn through the stuff that I have in here. My food would last me for months. And the type of food that I eat, It's just stuff that just lasts forever. I eat a lot of fucking oats. I eat a lot of stuff that really don't require a lot of refrigeration. I eat a lot of fucking grain. I eat a lot of bird food. Job course is life changing, but not for the faint of heart. I got back normal good of bad socializing, stable means of opportunities growing, my carpentry skills and adult training. Well, I'm glad you're doing it, man. I'm glad that you focused on that because even with everything going on, you got to focus on something. You know what I'm saying? And with the good and the bad, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Because even when I think about any like time I've had to be around other people, even when something like basic training back in the day, I look back on it like real fondly. You know what I'm saying? A month is better than 98% of Americans. That's true, Young Jay. But 98% of a lot of Americans have other people around and are dependent on them. So let's say one of my kids came to stay with me, that drops down dramatically, right? So let's just say for instance, my oldest or my daughter had to come, or even my youngest. They're all big now. Well, two of them are grown. That now I have to think about accommodating them because I think about that too. If this was a place that they had to retreat to, I would have to make it so that they can come and you know what I'm saying. Like it's a lot to think about. It is, but yeah, for myself, yeah, a month is pretty okay. People who have solar power in a blackout, they're living comfortably to a certain degree. But even solar is not 100%. You know what I'm saying? I would say, you know, having some sort of generator in general will be good, especially if you probably have any type of health issues or if you have young kids or you have things that you need to keep refrigerated. Honestly, though, it's because we have no sense of urgency. We don't have a sense of urgency. That's the thing. Like, I feel crazy talking about this to my girlfriend. I do. I feel crazy. And I know she says she's open to listening to like, but I be feeling crazy sometimes. I'm like, yo, like, yeah, like da 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 da, this is about to go down. I have a bad feeling about this. And I'm not trying to be a fear mongerer, but I'm just trying to be prepared. That's it. Like, I don't want my thumb completely up my ass when this I mean, y'all got to think about it. I live in downtown Las Vegas, okay? It's already a lot of crazy people down here. If shit jumped off, if the fucking power go off, it's gonna be panda fucking monium. It will be Grand Theft Auto out there. So that's what I mean about having to just stay put for a minute until I can get my bearings. Because the biggest thing is in a blackout scenario is the lack of information. I don't know how long it would be before the lights come back on, if they ever came back up. You understand? And I have to be able to be prepared to stave off starvation, dehydration, or whatever else is going on in that point, and be able, just in case there is no information coming out, or if things are going completely crazy, to be able to move from here to there, wherever there may be, without, you know what I'm saying, succumbing to the elements or to the mob or whatever the case may be. These are all scenarios that I think about. Orienting myself to a position to get somewhere, to get some fresh water, to be able to set up camp or to do anything. There are canyons not too far from here, but it will require a lot of travel for me to get there. If the highways are down, that's a trek. And depending on the time of year, let's say the fucking grid goes down during the summer, that's insurmountable here in Mojave Desert without a vehicle. There's no way I would be able to make it to any type of fresh water and not die of just heat exhaustion in the process. You understand? These are all things I'm thinking about. And a lot of people don't. And fighting for the supplies that are in the city, they will dwindle quickly, especially here in a place like Vegas, that a city that is so unnatural that when you look at us on the fucking map, like there's a cutoff point in all these different points. Like there's nothing around us but canyons. That's the only place to get fresh water. And even that's drying up. So I think about that, bro. Should J Mastermind try Job Corps? Brennis, dorm life is full and funny, stressful ups and downs. I think that's the socializing is why I think. Do you want things happening in your life? Yes, I actually do want something different. Yeah, like hey, I like this conversation. I like it. Hey, J Mastermind, yeah, fuck yeah, man. I'll say like if you feel like you stuck somewhere, it's better than going into these people's military because that's the other option they be trying to get people. But there's also other things too. There's the oil fields. There's the fucking rigs. There's options out there to make money getting your hands dirty if you're willing to do it. Real work. You know what I mean? Real jobs. You know what I'm saying? Especially for y'all that are younger. You younger men, there are opportunities out there, especially if y'all don't have kids and stuff, for y'all to like get y'all hands dirty and make y'all some money without having to sacrifice y'all fucking self to these fucking people's wars and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I once had faith in the military, but I don't want to risk my life for petty old men. And one of the things I got out of the military is in the short time that I was that the military is a very honorable organization ruled by corrupt people. The military, as it is, and for what it stands for and its ethos, are very honorable. All over the fucking every place on the goddamn military place talking about honor and integrity and all this other stuff. But that don't necessarily mean that's what's being followed by people that are in command and the people that control them. Like I say, the puppet class, these politicians. The military, if it was about what it was like about, would serve the people, just the people. And as far as like these wars and stuff that the politicians push on them, there wouldn't be these orders that these commanders follow just willy nilly. When I see these commanders get on TV against their and I get it, they have to follow orders. But at what point do orders just be asinine? At what point that you who are battle hardened, a battle hardened commander, a real warrior, a man who has literally been in the trenches, okay, not just metaphorically but literally, okay, taking orders from a fucking former Fox News host like Pete Hetzek. Even hate his last name. At some point, that's insulting. That would insult me. And I know that's ego, and I know you have to separate your ego when you're in a chain of command like that. But when the orders are coming down from a fucking idiot, right? Oh, we're the Department of War, and he's making this into like some fucking video game. But you are a true warrior that know the cost of what war is going to cost, and you have to listen to that. That's why I'm like, is it honorable? Because at some point you have to be like, no, I ain't listening to that shit. This nigga don't know shit about what he's talking about. Just like we were talking about earlier about Karg Island. Every military expert, former and current, are saying, that's not what we want to do. We got to, politicians want to do it. But what are the military going to listen to? They're going to listen to the politicians. So you're going to have all these young men go over there and get killed. Fuck that. Go to Job Corps. That's what, and see, that's why they wanted to defund Job Corps. Now I'm realizing that now. That's why they wanted to defund that shit. They wanted to defund programs like Job Corps. They wanted to defund anything that's any leg up for young people to try to change their life or to find some level of purpose, so that the only fucking option is to join the country that shall not be named military, because that's who's really running our military, okay? And join them and go fight over there in their wars in the Middle East, even though they're not going to send none of their fucking soldiers to do the dirty work. It's going to be you, Goy. It's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, man. And you're not meant to understand it because we're not born into that. If we were born into the elite, we would understand it because it would be put on us from a very young age, and our sense of morality wouldn't hinder us so much. It wouldn't keep us up at night. Why is the world like this? Why is the Epstein list a thing? Why is and just for them, for the Epstein class, that's what they are. That's normal business for them. You know what I'm saying? Using and abusing people is normal fucking practice, Like enslaving people who are born into bondage that don't even know that they're slaves is normal practice for them. Fucking sex trafficking and all this different type of demonic shit, human sacrifice, baby eating, all that bullshit, par for the course for people that are born into that. But when you're not born into that and you're conditioned on a different level of morality, it's hard to reconcile that the world is ruled by those type of people. It is. It's like, how is the fucking reality of things? How did it get this bad? It's always been this bad. It's just always been two sides to the tracks. The people that were born in a reality where wickedness, what we consider to be wickedness, is normal, is par for the course. Their gods reward them, right? Power. See, this is the biggest lie that the Western world, especially the liberal Western world, tells people, that there is equity in power. There is no equity in power. You can't distribute power equally. That's not how that works. Power belongs to the powerful. Power belongs to those who seize it by any means necessary. And those who have all the power do everything necessary to keep and maintain it. Do you understand what that means? That means subjugating people. That means enslaving people. That means genociding people. That means raping people. That means all of the things that a lot of us are not willing to do, right? In order to get that type of power, in order to maintain that type of power. Shit, we don't even come from that type of, our blood, our families are not even conditioned to be like that. These people are. These people are. And when the people that are a part of our class step outside of that type, they try to indulge in that, what happens to them? They get locked up. They throw them in a dungeon. They say, oh, these people are reprehensible. You can never do this. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, these people have all these goddamn sex dungeons and prisons and all kind of stuff. They human sacrifices and the civilization plan sending us to these wars. Hundreds of thousands dead here, hundreds of thousands dead here. They play the game because they're conditioned to play the game. It's hard for us to reconcile what's going on in this world because we weren't conditioned to play the same game that they're playing. And when it all comes to the forefront, it seems so fucking monstrous because we were not conditioned to deal with that. I used to always wonder, why are we conditioned to, why, if they wanted, if they're so evil, why would they give us like these fantasies, right? Good and evil, the superheroes, the mythology of the good guy versus bad guy. Why is that the thing throughout all of our literature and movies and all that stuff, right? And games and everything. It's in that to condition us to believe that good will always triumph over evil. As long as you're good and on the straight and narrow and doing what you're told and you're the good guy, good's gonna triumph over evil. And in reality, that's not usually the case. Evil usually wins over everything because evil is gonna just sit there and fucking let everything happen. Evil's not gonna interfere when the bad stuff comes up, right? And that's where some people's like thoughts on God come in. Like, if God is just all good thing, then how does he let these bad things happen? Who the fuck? That, and that's where religion is the problem to me, because God ain't no all good thing. If there's bad things in this world and God made this universe, God got to be just as fucked up as this universe is too, right? And that's what's horrifying to people. Is God a sadist? Maybe. Maybe God gets off on the fact that some people suffer. Maybe God gets off on the fact, right, that some kids get blown up in hospitals. Y'all ever thought about that? Maybe that's entertainment for that nigga. Honestly. And I believe in God. Maybe that's a thing for him. Maybe when you see these stories like, damn, that woman really got fucking fucked up and just dealt wrong. There's a story, this young lady, she just got euthanized. I believe it was in, I don't want to say Canada. And she got, God rest her soul, man. This woman, she chose to be euthanized. She was gang raped a few years ago by some migrants. Gang raped her. She has some psychological scars because of it, okay? So she decided to kill herself by jumping off a 6-story building. She didn't die. She became a paraplegic. Worst fucking scenario when you're trying to off yourself, right? She becomes a paraplegic. She opts out. She's done with this game. I don't fucking blame the young lady. I don't blame her. So her mom pleaded with her up until the end, up until this week. Please don't take your life. Please don't let them do this. Her mom even paid to have her have like some therapy or to move to some part of Germany or whatever. I don't know if this is in Germany or Canada, one of these countries that have this MAID program and this, assistance in death. And yeah, she took herself out the game. And so when you look at a story like that, you say, where was God? Where was he when that woman was raped? Where was he when she tried to take herself out the game and she didn't die? right? And she had to suffer from losing her ability to move now, and then being trapped in the nightmare that came with the trauma that came along with the gang rape, right? Where was God? Well, the horrifying thing is, what if God was just like, that was just entertainment for the weekend for him? If he is a person, if we are to believe that he is like us or we are like him, right? Because at that point you would think that God would have interfered at some point, right? But no, she got all the way up to the point that she's gone. She's out of here with assistant suicide. Over 100,000 people in Canada so far have had assistant suicide. 100,000 people up to this point since it became legal. And even there was legislation released to where, I believe it's in 2024 or 2025, I could be wrong, I'm not Canadian, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, where before, in order to get medical assistance in death, you had to be close to death, or you had to be terminally ill and suffering and all that. But now it is where it's just mental health. Seasonal depression. I'm depressed. How many times have y'all seen me depressed? I get depressed at least once a month. Goddamn, right? If I just sat up there and said, and my little bouts of depression is like, fuck it. Well, mental health, time to take myself out the game, and it's an option. I just go, they put me in this little chamber and I'm gone. And I'm not saying that option shouldn't have been there for her, but it just makes me question God. It does. I believe in God. Y'all don't think but I'm human. When I see stuff like that, I'm just like, I sit there just like, I don't know what to say. It just makes me not believe in religion. However, I've had my experiences with divine something. There's been a time where I was in here, and I told you I've been low in here, and I felt like taking myself out the game, and I called out to Jesus, literally, to Jesus. And all of a sudden, all this evil or whatever the fucking voices and in this very room, in this very spot right here, gone. And I felt like, literally, like something was hugging me, like this warmth that you wouldn't believe. So I don't know what to fucking believe, bro. I don't. Because where the fuck was that for her? Right? And then people say, well, you should question it because you've been blessed. You've had divine light. You've been true. Great. But that don't mean that I don't have empathy for other people. That don't mean that I can't sit there and say, okay, well, how come that grace hasn't been extended to others? And I know I'm not supposed to question God. And I'm not going to get into that here. We're not going to get into the whole that. But I don't know, bro. It's fucked up. I ain't going to lie. If Maze was available for people with neurological issues, I would sign up so fast and get away from this dystopian world. You know, like, I've thought about Maze. I've even thought about it. You know, like, I've thought about it, shit, as recently as a couple months ago. I'm like, shit, if that was a thing, what would stop me from doing it, right? That's the scary part about it. That's why I bring it up so much. That's why I've talked about it so much. Because it's like, it's one thing to sit up there and say, you know, try to take yourself out the game like that young lady did and end up paralyzed or something. Or I take one of these guns in here and just end it all. I'm not going to do a YouTube. That's not what we're talking about. It's not what we just having a discussion here. I'm trying to talk people off the ledge. But when I think about something like May in a state making it so easy sign up to just get out of here, it scares me, because if that became available, what if there's a time when I am in a pit of despair because I've been there and I can't pull myself out, or there's no divine intervention or whatever the fuck you want to call it to pull me up out of that, but there's made, like you say, you have you know, I ain't going to lie, it's a hard, that's why over 100,000 people have taken that option. And some people have taken the option simply because they couldn't pay their bills, though. I don't like that. It ain't about what I like to stay life. But I don't like it. It just makes me feel like this world is more and more godless because of something like that. I know it's evil and I know it's good. I know it's a creator, a destroyer. What I don't know is that's all within all of us is something that we finally figure out once we pass. That's what I try to think too. What if it's just like, I was talking about like the fourth dimensional reality. What if like us here is just that good and evil that make, because we are like for us essentially are a lot of the good and evil in this world. And what if we get to this end, we do it, and because we took ourselves out the game, it was like, oh, and like I said, like in my last life, you're born again. I'm back in 1982. Unbeknown, I got to do this shit again. Nobody is coming to save you but yourself. Everything is within you. I believe that too. There may be a higher power, but it sure isn't benevolent. I agree with that shit. I agree with that. I think we come to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about moving. I don't know about leaving yet. You know what I mean? It's still a lot. Still got a lot to do here. I think only bad things happen in hell. Let me see. I absolutely refuse to be indoctrinated with info given to us at birth in this realm. I rather found out the truth in passing. And everything is just something that they give us. My initial perception of God was what my parents told me and my grandparents told me in the church that I went to, and we had the Bible study and we had the fucking Christmas stuff, and I grew up in a really good church family. I did. I'm not gonna even sit up here and hold that against y'all. And I was lucky enough, at least within the first 10 years of my life, not to have a lot of trauma or a lot of I grew up in a very stable environment for the most part, at least from what I can tell. But under the surface, in a lot of church families, there's a lot of evil and there's a lot of things that are not talked about because people rather just put it off on God to fix it all, or the church. As long as I pay my tithes, that's why y'all see me get so mad at that about the tithing. There's a reason. Because I know some dark people who believe that as long as they pay their tithes between Sunday and Saturday, they can treat people however the fuck they felt like. They can talk to people, they can treat people like ass, but they pay their tithe and they got their way into heaven. They literally believe that shit, and that shit irritates the fuck out of me. It does. And I know it's not for me to irritate, but it's literally people on here that are on this planet that feel that as long as they paying that goddamn tithe, as long as they putting money in that collection plate, Jesus got their back. That is not where divinity comes from, at least not in my experience. And Pet Way Boy, I don't believe our souls can die either. And that's unfortunate for me. I wish that once this body was gone, that whatever I is, cease. But that's only because of the perception that this form has, right? Maybe I don't believe that my spirit just dies, but I don't believe that my spirit is necessarily Jeremy. Does that make sense? I believe our spirit is deeper. It's something deeper than just what we see in the mirror. Our spirit goes beyond this body. Our spirit is the actual player that puppeteers this situation. It's your actual self outside physical the physical desires that we have that drive us in this universe, right? um that I don't believe dies. I don't believe that energy just dies. I believe that it continues to exist for whatever reason. And it's because I have had outer body, a couple outer body experiences that I've told y'all about. I don't believe that we just die. I just wish that we just die. Of course, I don't remember before I was born, but I probably existed before I was born, if that makes sense. I don't want to exist after I die. I don't want there to be, like, some people want to live forever. There's no goddamn way. Ain't no way. I'm middle aged now, right? So this is supposedly my half life, but it's been a long life. Fuck you. It's been a minute. It's been long, bro. We come from creation, which is very hard to explain. I don't think we're supposed to explain a lot of this stuff. It's hard. I think mind, body, soul connection. So the body goes first, then the mind, while the soul stays afloat. What up, Brennis? I have to go buy things. Oh, you have to go get some snacks. And I'm getting hungry too. I gotta go to Walmart tonight. I gotta pick up a couple things. And then I already forgot what I had to get at fucking Walmart. Water, towels. I gotta get them $5 towels. Um, oh my God, why are we going to Walmart? Water, towels. That don't seem like something I need to really go to Walmart for tonight. Water, towels. It was something else I needed to grab. I'm pretty sure she will remind me because I told her earlier, but whatever. We don't think about that now. Death could be a massive DMT experience in the mind to transition you over to the next body. Sometimes I think that's what it is when people say they seen like all these like I say that, but then I say like I used to think that people were having that experience when they die and they see the light or they see people come in their room and stuff. But when you talk to anybody that works in the medical field, like my girl's a nurse, okay, so she's been around people that have passed, and they they all tell you the same thing that it's not just that it's something else, it's something spiritual that comes to get these people right. It's something when people die in the hospital and all of the stuff, there's something more to the spirit than just that DMT. Because I used to always think, oh, you just die, you see the light, you get all happy or whatever, or you see the goddamn demon in the corner, whatever. It's just an experience from your psyche. But according to her and other nurses that I've heard from, is something more to it than that. Yeah, I'm getting dementia. I hope not, bro. Yeah, because I've seen a couple men my age with dementia, and that shit is scary. On TikTok, a couple black men. There's one guy, I believe he's 40, he's 47 years old. That's what, 3 years older than me, okay? The full on dementia. Full on because he had a stroke. A stroke. And so he can only remember up until he was 24 years old. He doesn't remember marrying his wife. He don't remember the fact that this is his house. She has to remind him, this is your house. This is you bought this house. I never bought no house. She has to remind him all. She does these videos of him. It's so scary to me, bro. I would rather die. Literally, I would rather die than wake up every day thinking I'm 24. Not remembering the last fucking 20 years of my life. You know how much I've changed in the last 20 years as as a person? Because I couldn't imagine being 24 again. That would freak me out every day waking up thinking I'm 24. I can't, Brennis, neither can I. Even though I hate roaches, I do my best to keep them out of here. Okay. I hate gnats. I hate flies, but I do my best to not kill them. I have to though. I have to with these fucking gnats. I do. But bees, like there sometimes bees will wander in here from wherever. I don't kill them. I put them outside. I don't go out of my way to step on the fucking big cockroaches that the city has because they ain't bothering me. I try to leave them alone. But bugs gross me the fuck out. I ain't gonna hold you up. They do. Some of them are beautiful. Like spiders don't gross me out because a lot of spiders are beautiful. And just the form of a spider to me, for some reason, is appealing. But most insects and bugs. you know. Yeah, I know if I actually had it, I wouldn't be thinking about death. I know that. I know I wouldn't even have the same ego that I have now. That's what scared me. You know what I'm saying? Like now I can accept death, right? In my state of mind, I can accept it. In that state of mind, you're like a child again. You're not, of course you don't you don't think about death because you're scared. You wake up every day. I don't even want to talk about that shit. That shit freaks me out. And what's crazy is that every time she puts up a video, I can't pull myself away. I have to watch the whole thing. Can you get the stories from them to tell them exactly what they saw or experienced. Yeah, I can actually, absolutely. Yeah, before I get it, yeah, that made shit though. That made shit is that's some deep shit to me, bro. That's the that's the first time when they first announced it years ago. That was the first time I ever thought to myself, "Are you okay?" Like, because I was repulsed and intrigued at the same time, you know? Like, I'm being honest. I'm just being honest with you, like, but there's so much more to life, There's a lot to life. There's a lot of life to live. There is. There's a lot of things to experience. There's a lot of stuff here that I want to see. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. There's a lot of things I want to fucking say. There's a lot of laughs I want to have. That's one of my favorite things to do is laugh when I can get a good laugh out. I was just telling my girl the other last night. My favorite thing and the thing I have the most respect for as far as art is comedy. It is the hardest thing to do. I wish I could make people laugh unintentionally. If most of my laughs come from me unintentionally making people laugh because just how I am. But I wish I could deliberately make people laugh like a comedian or a writer. Like I try, and some of my skits be so goddamn cringy sometimes. Ugh. But sometimes they'll make me laugh. But some of the stuff that people um put out is fucking comedy gold, and I appreciate that shit, bro. Even the stupid shit like the Drewski skit, right? The new Drewski skit is fucking funny to me. It's dumb as fuck, but it's funny. Even that hairline Drewski skit, the day that shit came out, I needed that laugh. That shit was funny. I was on a bus just trying my best, just holding in fucking tears. The shit was so funny. There's some things that come out sometime, like, so I always think about laughter. Laughter is something I always like go to as far as like a reason to stay. Some of the best times in my life has been around my family or around friends and just laughing at shit, like laughing at the past or laughing at what's going on now, you know what I'm saying? Even right now with the absurdity of everything that's going on in life, sometimes it's just best to just laugh at it. It's a lot of people who be forgetting that they came to be stored. Everybody damn near dementia. Comedy has to be tough in its offended culture. It is. It is. That's what we were talking about last night. Because I was saying my appreciation of comedy came from my love of Married with Children growing up. I loved that show growing up. And it has so many good episodes. And that show, if you look at it now, will be deemed so sexist and offensive but everybody was in on a joke back then. Everybody was in on a fucking joke. And Married with Children was a derivative of All in the Family. All in the Family with Archie Bunker and all that. And that was way back in the 70s, even before my time. And the jokes and the they were able to have racial jokes about white people, jokes about black people, jokes from white people about black people, jokes from black people about white people on the same show. And everybody laughed. Black people laughed, white people laughed. Everybody thought the shit was brilliant. Why? Because people wasn't in their fucking feelings back then like now. Everybody's in their ego and want to be validated. Everybody, I'm offended. Da, 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 da. This shouldn't exist. Just like I'm offended by all of the crazy shit that the women make, these crazy videos that they make to get paid every fucking at the end of every month. I don't think that they shouldn't exist. You never hear me say they need to take those videos off the internet. No, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. Just because it offends me, don't mean that it shouldn't exist. I just feel that it should be fair across the board. I should be able to make the same type of videos and put out the same type of shit and judge them in the same light without being punished. That's all. I just want that type of equity. That's it. You know what I mean? But as far as the content that offends me, do I think that shouldn't be made? No, I think it should be made. If a person wants to make it, they want to make it. Even some of the racist bullshit that comes across my feed sometimes, that literally be pissing me the fuck off. I'll be like, like that's their thought. Like I can't sit there and change that's that person's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I think that person's like speech should be stifled because my feelings are fucking hurt. My feelings are hurt. No, I don't think that the person should lose their platform. Like there's a racist little white girl on here. Okay, her name is, I think her last name is Gaddis, and she did this whole blackface dumb shit for Halloween. Okay, and she lost all her monetization. I don't think, call me crazy. I don't think she should have lost her monetization. And as racist as the little girl is, as dumb as she is, I don't think she should lose her monetization for that. If people want to watch that dumb shit, let them watch it. If advertisers don't want to put ads behind it, then that's their prerogative to not put ads behind it. But to completely take away her ability to make money, it doesn't take away the problem. It doesn't. Let her show who she is, and let the people that follow her show who they are. What's the problem? I'm not going to watch her content. There's a lot of other people that ain't going to watch her content, but there's a lot of people that will watch that dumb shit. Same thing with the fresh and fits and all the other stuff. People like that shit. After a minute, that type of shit gets old to me. There's only so many times you can have a conversation about being submissive and the who's going to pay 50-50 and culture. I mean, at a certain point, it's just like, what are we doing? Thank you, Thug. This hat is to pander. This is my pander bear hat. I will be pandering. I will be making pandering content occasionally to pander. Yeah, laughter is the best medicine. Al Bundy was the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? I loved fucking you. This is the second time I've seen that. This is the second time I've seen that joke. Y'all got to come up with some original fucking ribs. You know what I mean? Like come on, at least say I'm on EBT or something. Come on now. My credit score is actually kind of high. I don't have bad credit, believe it or not, because I keep a low lifestyle. I don't have car notes and all these fucking expenditures and all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? My credit is actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Any credit cards I've had in the past, I've paid off. I'm good in these streets. You know what I mean? You got a moose hat? I chose the bear because the women choose the bear. You know what I'm saying? Like the women choose the bear, so you got to tell them what they want to hear, no matter how absurd it is. Just tell them what they want to hear, and just watch the money come in. It could be the dumbest shit. It could be the dumbest shit. As long as it requires a lack of complete accountability for your personal actions, then it doesn't matter. The bear is what they choose, and that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be the bear. All right, y'all. I just realized what time it is. My girl should be here soon, and I told her we will be going to Walmart. I need to go to Walmart before the crazy start coming out. It is Friday night, and I do have to open tomorrow. I appreciate y'all joining me. Smokey the Bear No, we pandering. This is a pander hat. We are going to be pandering. It's some guys that get on this internet, guys, and that's all they do. And the shit used to irritate me to my core. I'm like, why? And still, sometimes it does. Like, the Derek Jackson niggas and all that. But then I have to say something. I'm like, why am I mad at these niggas? These niggas know what they doing. They know they full of shit. They know exactly what they saying is bullshit. They don't believe a goddamn thing that they saying. They just playing the game smartly. That's all they doing. They just get on camera. They get in their car. Some of the niggas even put on a fake beard. If they can't grow the beard in completely, they'll put on a whole fake goatee, fake beard, and it'd be like, if you want her time and attention, you need to at least pay a bill, at least one bill. Why are you even talking to that girl if you're not going to pay at least one of her bills? What kind of real man goes 50-50 in a relationship? You should. I couldn't even look myself in a mirror as a man going 50-50 in a relationship with a woman. Like, what are we talking about? And as stupid as that shit sounds, that shit right there is the formula, guys. I kid you not. Now, the only thing is, like, if you gonna get the niggas coming in the comments like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you saying this shit, right? But if you can ignore that shit, right? You can just ignore that, right? And y'all know me already. So my audience, y'all know me. And the people on the short form and on TikTok know me. So they know I'm bullshitting. So what? The algorithm don't give a fuck if I'm bullshitting or not. Pander. Pander. Whether you pander or not, they listen. Whether you pander or not, they gonna pander to each other. They gonna tell each other what they want to hear, whether it's the complete wrong answer or not. Whether it's gonna be a complete detriment to society. The Jezebel spirit rules all. That crazy bitch is running everything, especially on these internet streets. Now in the real world, completely different. The real world is a different place. Women do want you to talk to them. They do. They super do. All this, don't approach me and all that bullshit, that's a lie. That's crazy. In fact, a lot of women will start conversations with you, depending on where you are. I'm just being honest. This is what it is. Well, for some of us. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here, and I am going to go out with my girlfriend tonight. We're going to go out here to Walmart, and we're going to go get something to eat. And I will make a video tomorrow. If I don't make a video tomorrow about some of the shit that's going on, I will go live and we can pick the conversation up tomorrow, because tomorrow, after tomorrow, I'm off for another couple of days. So I got some time to chill. But tomorrow I'll open and I got to get some shit done tonight. So I got to get off of here. But I appreciate y'all being here and sitting with me. They you know what? You know what's funny about that whole ugly dudes thing? That's the fucking thing about women, bro. That's the fucking thing, bro. They so full of it. There are women that I can approach and they'll think they'll be repulsed by me, right? Because why are you talking to me, right? You ain't got Bugatti money, right? And then there are women that I can just approach and they just be so enamored by the fact that I'm talking to them. It's all subjective, right? Some women are gonna be repulsed by you just because you ain't got this or you ain't got that, or just because of the way you fucking look. And then some of them just gonna like you for whatever it is, if you wanna talk to them. You know what I'm saying? My lady seemed to think that I'm super sexy, so she just be spoiling me for some reason. I think it's fucking amazing. So like I say, it just depends, you know. And then at the same time, there are other women that think I'm fucking this. I'm too much. I am most of my ex's least favorite ex. So that should tell you a lot about me. All right, I'm gonna stop talking myself into I'm get off of here. It's all in the confidence. It is. It is. I swear to God, it's in the confidence. I'm out here in Vegas, y'all. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off here right now. I see ugly broke dudes. Ugly broke dudes. Listen to me. And how do I know they broke? Because they on the bus with me. Ugly broke dudes. Ugly motherfuckers, okay? With some hot shit all the time. All the goddamn time. Even just today, when I'm on the bus terminal, some fucking gremlins over there with this fine ass light skinned girl. That was a girl, right? You know why she with that nigga? Because the nigga's confident. That nigga don't give a fuck that he ugly. He wants that fine shit and he went after that fine shit and she with him. You know what I'm saying? That's why she with him, because of the confidence. A lot of ladies have liked me in the past because of the confidence. You can't tell me shit. I know who I am. Regardless of whatever I'm going through, I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? Some days, like I say, yeah, I feel ugly as shit, but I'm still who I am. You're going to either accept me for who I am or not. Y'all have seen me fluctuate in weight. Y'all seen me gain weight, lose weight. Y'all seen me be muscular. Y'all seen me be skinny. Some ladies have liked me, like my last girlfriend. She liked me having a little bit more weight on me. She didn't like me all fucking wired me. She liked me having a little bit of something. It's all subjective, y'all. It is. It just depends on who you talk to and who you with, and whether or not they can tolerate you and you can tolerate them. That's it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, get with somebody, be around you, man. Like a lot of the problem with a lot of us guys, this is honest to God, and this is you. I saw this for a long time, even with my homie back in the day. We go out to certain girls that ain't gonna give us, or certain women that ain't gonna give us the attention that we are gonna give them, right? And then we get upset that damn, she didn't want her, she treated us like this, but it was never there because we were trying so hard just to impress her, to keep her, you know what I'm saying? And in a way, she gotta want you just as much as you want her. You see what I'm saying? And that's what keeps the relationship going. Y'all gotta want each other in the same light. It can't be just you trying your best to make impress her. You or every time you get around her, you gotta try to. No, it should be an equal thing. And the biggest thing is y'all should be able to be comfortable after a certain amount of time. Y'all should be able to be comfortable around each other. It shouldn't be like this anxiety of being around somebody or getting around somebody. You know what I'm saying? Of course, initially, if you are attracted to somebody, you're gonna feel that or whatever. And if you're polite about it, if you're not a fucking asshole and you approach somebody and they are an asshole, you shouldn't feel bad about that. That says more about their character than about anything about you. You know what I'm saying? Because a person can easily turn you down without being a fucking bitch. Like literally. I can turn somebody down without being a fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been, like there's been times I've been down on Fremont, for instance, and there have been women who have tried to assist me. I'll be set up the camera and da da da, and they're not my type. But I'm not like rude. Like I'm not like, oh, like don't touch my shit or I gotta. I'm like, oh, no, I got it. Da, 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 thank you. Oh, I can help you. Da, da. I'm like, no, no, thank you. Da, da, da. And it's just like it's an easy turn down, right? It's an easy. No, I don't want no company. I don't want no assistance. I don't want none of that. But there's a lot of women that think that, and I feel like if you approach them and they're not attracted to you, and they give you all these theatrics, that's to make themselves feel better about themselves, to elevate themselves over a person, to say, oh, like the lady say, why would these men even think that they can approach me looking like, who the fuck do you think you are? I don't give a fuck if you are a dime piece. You are not above reproach to where somebody can't come up to you and approach you because they found you attractive. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you spend time on your looks and you spend time, working on yourself or being in shape, people are going to be attracted to you. They're going to be attracted to you, man or a woman. You can't be mad that there are people that you're not attracted to that are attracted to you. That's fucked up, bro. That is. Thank you, Dad. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all really can't. I could go out, but I'd rather be here. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you caught the string too, Brennis. I really am. If and when things hit the fan, will being an endurance athlete or focusing mostly on endurance in the gym or running outside give us better chance of survival? I've been debating this with my family. I don't know, man. Simps are crazy. All right, y'all get me. All right. With the endurance thing, that's a big thing I've been thinking about too, right? So it's like I said, and I'm gonna get off here because you're about to come. Like going from point A to point B, I think that endurance can work you out. That's what I'm working on now with I'm gonna back this up just a little bit so y'all can see. That's what I'm working on right now with the weighted vest. This is 20 pounds. Y'all can see about 20 pounds. This is for my, because like I started running again and I found that my endurance is down. Typically, I should be able to do a couple miles without feeling like I'm fucking dying. You know what I mean? I'm getting there. Like right now, I could do about a mile without stopping, without wheezing and stuff. But I'm putting this on Goku style to boost my endurance because I feel like endurance will. I don't know though, because if you're training for strength, that will require a lot of calories. Can you maintain the calories in a shit hits the fan type situation to maintain your strength? So that's a big thing. Endurance also requires a lot of calories to move, but I don't know. It don't, like I was saying earlier, it don't require a lot of calories for me in a day to be active and maintain myself, right? So I would think I would stick with endurance over strength personally. The only thing with strength is when I have bigger muscles, I do get I don't get as how to put it, like is Vegas really dying? Yes and no. Yeah, I would say that it is dying for the traditional way, but as far as like the families are still coming out here on the weekends, Fremont is still popping. What was it? I was out there Wednesday. I was out there fucking Wednesday, and it was fucking popping. So it just depends. Hold on, what y'all say? We wear 40-pound vests for fire team. Oh, see, yep, that endurance shit. Yes, it will. Being in shape will be a significant advantage for people. Most people will suffer because they'll be wildly out of shape. Oh man, why y'all start talking about this shit now, bro? Oh my god. But yeah, I think endurance is the most important thing, personally. Just that's just me personally. I like strength. I like having the bigger muscles because when I go out, it's like, like you're more intimidated. I'm only 5'11", so having the muscles and all that. But being lean, I feel better. Like right now, I feel better being like lean, even though I don't like how like my arms are the same size as my my biceps. You see, it's like it's just all lean muscle. This is all lean, but I can breathe really good. My joints don't hurt. Um, it's a lot to that, especially like with age. I know I'm talking like an old man here, but the more weight I do put on, because like when I do put on muscle, I'm between about 190 and 200. Right now, I'm sitting between 170 and 180. Let me see. If shit hits the fan, how are you going to contest with robots, drones, cameras, all being used by the military? Hopefully, all that shit don't come at me at once. And like I was telling them earlier, Ice Blue, I was talking about staying. How long can I stay put in here? Um, I'm obviously got to get off here in a second. But if you go back at some point in this live, I was talking about how long could I stay without having to leave? Because in those scenarios, I can't fight robots. I can't fight drones. I damn sure can't fight the military. I would have to be a rat in this machine trying to get from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? We all would have to be. You know what I'm saying? Just like people in any shit hits the fan type scenario, you don't want to be just out there because you can't, as a regular fucking civilian, fight that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got body armor. I got guns, I got all kind of shit, but that ain't shit against the what y'all have been seeing: drones, infrared shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't compete with that. Best case scenario is to stay put for as long as I can, try to stave it off. But obviously, you can't. Like I say, got to get to some place where there's some fresh water because that's the biggest fucking thing. This entire time for the last year, I've been thinking 6'3". Hell no, I'm short as shit. The couple people that have met me, that have literally ran into me, that have watched this channel, they all said the same thing. It's like, oh, you're shorter than I thought you were. No, I am 5'11". I am 5 fucking 11. Yeah, there's cameras all over the place. You can't do shit out here, bro. There's cameras that I'm 5'11". A lot of times I think people think I'm taller because when I'm out, like when I have the tripod, like the camera be above me, so it looks like I'm taller. Like it's especially when y'all are seeing from my perspective, the camera is above my head, so it looks like I'm taller than I actually am. No, I am shorter than all of my friends. All of my friends, including all I think except I have two brothers. My youngest brother, and my oldest brother, they're both over 6 feet, and I believe my other older brother, he's 5'10", but all my friends are taller. All my friends are over 6 feet. So I always felt like I was short. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm the shortest one out of the crew. I'm the shortest one. If I'm around my friends, I go out, I'm always the shortest one. That's always been that way. And I'm not even like that short, like, compared to but amongst my people, I'm the shortest one. So with that being said, y'all, yeah, she's gonna be popping up in a minute. I didn't even get a chance to get in the shower. 5'7" Mafia here. That's what I would say too. It ain't that 6 feet shit. That shit, bro. Put some shit in your shoes and just lie. That's what I always used to tell my ex. I'm 5'11", 6 foot on a good day because it just depends on the goddamn shoes. I got boots that'll make me 6'1" easy, but whatever. With that being said, y'all, thank y'all for joining me. I'll catch y'all next time. Well, it's probably tomorrow. Bye. But don't hold me to it. Bye, y'all.